Hey guys, welcome to Raja Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? Welcome, guys, and what a day! Another terrific day. Finally, the stars have aligned, and we had a great week. It started off; it was a little rocky this week, but it all worked out in the end, and I think we've got some great stuff going into next week. Kind of a little bit more conservative and stuff, but like I said, I think everything's going to work out good, and give you guys my thoughts on what I think is going to happen next week in the markets and what we did. But I do have good news. You can bring out the chicken. Winner, winner. That's right. Winner, winner. Chicken dinners all around this week. Just a terrific week. So let's get right into it. You guys are probably wondering what I did today. I did a lot of stuff today. I was also doing a little day trading on that Jaguar and picking that thing apart. Probably there's some opportunity I could have made a lot more money with it at times, and I could have lost a lot of money. The thing moves, and you have to play those very, very carefully and stuff. But let's look at what we did today, and there it is. So for the day, up $192,000. We started the week with $5 million. We end the week with $5,324,000. So we had a gain of, I don't know, like 7-8% for the week. So not too bad. We'll figure that out in a little bit. But a great week. Made $324,000. Started with $5 million, and we're ahead. At one point this week, we were down $433,000. So some good gains. Where I finished the day at, I'll show you guys how to do some averaging down on a few things and my thoughts and what I did. But this is where we finished the day. I have 25,000 shares of Jaguar in the account. Average price on those shares is like $398 or something. After hours, it's been up and down. It's 401 by 403 right now. It was as high as 418 for a little while. Then we have the Apple. We closed out these positions on Apple. Some of these, the 131s, we did well. The 132, I closed them a little bit earlier just because Apple was bouncing around, and I would have had to close them anyways because after hours, Apple is down a little bit, and you don't want to get stuck buying those back. And then look at all this Tesla today. I did. We got a lot of Tesla, and I actually and look at all this profit on Tesla today. I mean, Tesla. I could go buy a new Tesla with all I made on Tesla today. But the premiums on Tesla are just incredible with it. And I mean, you know, I felt with the stock up. So we started yesterday. I remember those 750s. Then I did the 800 when the stock was at 860. I did the 800s and made money. Then I did the 840s, and then I was like, you know what? Let's do 50 more of the 850s. So I let all these expire worthless. And we picked up, you know, $14,000, you know, almost $15,000. So I don't know. Out of all these Tesla trades today, it's probably over $20,000. So just a great day on Tesla. But yeah, let's take a look, guys. So here's everything we did. So yesterday on the close, we had got those 25,000 Jaguar going into the day. And this morning when it was up, I was like, you know, get the heck out of it. So we had the first shares. We had bought at 304, or sold at 341 this morning because it closed yesterday. I don't know what we bought them at, but a nice $20,000 profit on this trade this morning on Jaguar, and then it just kept going. So throughout the day, I was just buying and, you know, selling. And all our Patreon members, you guys saw me posting and stuff. But you know, we were just buying it, you know, 375, selling at 4, just picking it apart. And I did this in actually a couple of my accounts today. So worked out really well, just picking it apart. And I wish I would have got filled more on these. So I was trying to buy some towards the end of the day. I sold these off, but I was trying to buy some more at the end of the day. I got these at, I don't know, 3, only give me a partial fill. So, but yeah, just tearing it up on that one. Here's the Apple. So the 131s, I closed out those contracts at 5 cents. And I did that because it was cheap. You know, sometimes I'll let them expire worthless, but I wanted to free up some capital to buy some other stuff, write some other calls. And the thing is, of Apple, you know, at one point today, Apple was as low as, let's see. Yeah, it got as low as 130.23. So, I mean, at one point today, I was actually in the negative in my accounts. But, you know, I just wrote it out and knew it would come back. The 132s, like I said, this one we could have waited a while, but I paid 60 cents to buy them back. I just wanted out of them. Apple was all over the place, and I was a little concerned, and I thought, but you know, I wanted to be careful with it. Bermuda, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. But yeah, I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to, like I said, sometimes you don't know because, like I said, at one point these things that the contracts for 67 cents at one point today, they were $2. I mean, it was crazy. So definitely want to do that. Chris says, what do you mean a partial fill? So sometimes when if you put a limit price in, I'll show you right here. So like I put a limit price in to buy right here to buy at $3.75 a share. So I put a limit price in 25,000 shares, 375. It touched it, but it only filled 17,890 shares, and then it shot back up to $4.15. So then I sold 7,110 of them just so I'd have an even number in my account. But yeah, that's what so I did that to average down, and that's what a partial fill is. But so on Apple, let's go over Apple here. So then we bought these back, and then going into next week, I'd sold originally 200 contracts of the 105s earlier, and then I sold an additional 600 contracts at 98 cents. So we have, at 96 cents. I couldn't get filled at 98 cents, so I went to 96 cents because I just want to get it filled. So that's the 800 contracts of Apple that we have in play. So we don't have a lot in play for next week. I mean, honestly, for next week, I only have $70,000 in contracts in play to start the week off, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that. And then we have 25,000 shares of Jaguar. I almost sold it. It was up to like I said, 14.17, 14.18 after hours. And I was about to sell it. And then I was like, maybe I'll keep going. But Jeff Schwartz in the house, and he says this thing's going to $10. Jeff Schwartz said this is a retirement. No, I'm just kidding. He said this thing's going up, but Monday they have their big webinar. And I don't think the webinar really matters on this one. I think this one is just 100% SPAC. If you're playing Jaguar, it's for the SPAC play. Nothing to do with the webinar medicines and the medicine for malaria or diarrhea or something that treats AIDS or something that they're going to try and use, and COVID stuff. You can do your research. I did my research. This is a pure. It has momentum. Everyone's playing it. It can move. You can make a lot of money. The whole thing is you have to, like I said, sometimes you get lucky and these things will go up 25, 50 cents, $1, all boom, and they can go down just as fast. So you have to be careful. So a lot of times I'm only making 10, 15 cents, but if you have enough shares, it adds up. If you can do 25, 50,000 shares at 10 cents, 50,000 shares is a quick $5,000. So it pays off. Go back to, and then let me show you this, guys, on Tesla today. This is where, we killed it. So the first thing I did today on Tesla was I did yesterday I did those the 750s we sold for, I don't know what they were, $1 or something. I don't know. Bought those back for 33 cents. Then I sold 30 contracts of the 800s at $1.15. And this is when Tesla was like $860. I'm like, this stock is not dropping $60 in 5 hours. It's going to go, and stay there and stuff. So I sold 30 more contracts at $1.15. And then I said, you know what? All right, I'm going to buy those back now at 64 cents because you can't make money if you just, at $800. Like I said, we were so far away, but the premiums were still good. So I bought those back. And then I sold 30 contracts of the 840s at $1.50. So I just kept flipping money, just taking that free money, on the premium. And then I said, you know what? Let's really get some balls. And I did 50 more contracts. This is when Tesla was like 877. Then it came down to like 863, 864 as it was moving during the day. But still a great trade, an extra 10,000. So that was why I also I just wanted to get out of these Apples because I didn't know, like I said, if Apple would have dropped the 132s, these things, if Apple would have dropped $1, the 67 cents would have been $1. It could have been, $2. At one point today it was $2. So that's why you sometimes just have to have the courage to wait this stuff out and, definitely wait it down and stuff. But good stuff there. So those are all the trades today after the Tesla and stuff. And that completes our trades. And this is where we stand. Total profit, $192,000. And basically the only thing we have open in the account now is 800 contracts of Apple. And I did the 128s. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. This market is so overbought. everybody, you want to jump on the bandwagon. It's like jumping on the Tesla bandwagon, the NEO bandwagon, the Jaguar, all these Apple. At some point, this thing is going to come back. Will it come back 10%? I don't think so. Will it come back 5%? Very possible. Is it going to go up 10% more? I mean, there's nothing that makes sense. I mean, it's interesting. 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, news would move the market. I mean, we have a, riot at the, Capitol building, market goes up for the day, stays solid. We had, I mean, here they are saying, what do we do if our current president wants to launch nuclear missiles? I mean, these are real things. And this market doesn't care. We had the most people ever test positive with COVID today. We had the most people ever with COVID die today. This market doesn't care. It is just mind-blowing. So then I started thinking, what stocks should we be looking at? Think about all this new wealth. So here's what's basically happening is the poor are just getting poorer, or they're depending on this $300 stimulus or whatever the government's going to do for them. But the rich are just getting filthy rich. I mean, there's so much people making money between this and let's talk about Bitcoin today hitting $42,000 or $43,000, and then it pulled back. I'm not even sure what it's at this second. Last time I checked, it was around 39. But still, I mean, it's just exploding. So I was thinking, what other stocks should we be looking at, and all these different things. And I was thinking, what? Louis Vuitton, Gucci, these are their stuff is going to go through the roof because everyone's going to make so much money. They're going to be luxury spending. Also, like high-end resorts are going to probably do really well. There's going to be a lot of money to be made. And welcome Bonsai in the house, one of our YouTube sponsors. And any of you guys can become a YouTube sponsor, get access to those really cool emojis. And there's that green arrow. That's right, an update. And I got the chicken, the winner chicken. But no, think about it. Like these high-end luxury, I think, is going to really come back. I think there's going to be a big difference. I think there's going to be a big difference between luxury and like the lower end. Like the lower end stuff is really going to suffer, but there's so much money being made in these markets and stuff. And I hope a lot of these people who own Bitcoin, early on. The other thing is, you got to make sure they pay taxes. Oh, excuse me. But like a lot of these people, have had Bitcoin from $1,000, $5,000. They're like, oh my god, and they're selling it. Well, like I said, make sure they're going to have a big surprise if they don't pay taxes or didn't pay taxes from last year's sales, and it's going to be interesting. Like I said, it's very, very interesting. So Jeff Schwartz with a big announcement. Scott discounts the webinar for Jaguar on Monday. In my honest opinion, it will be the difference if the stock goes between 5 and 7 or plummets. They might announce the SPAC before or during the webinar. Watch carefully. So I will be sold out early in the morning if this thing is up. I can tell you that. That's what my plans are for that one on Monday. But and I still may sell today. If it bounces back to like 415, 418. I may sell. I actually have a pretty large position. I have about 100 between all my accounts. I have over 100,000 shares of Jaguar. So I've got a lot. Like I said, I did really well with it today. I flipped it several times and several different accounts I have, and it did pretty good. So, but like I said, you just never know. Like I said, it's as fast as it can go really good. It can fast as it can come really down. Breaking news: Donald Trump is permanently banned. Twitter permanently suspends Trump's account. So this is going to be interesting too. How many tech companies jump on the bandwagon and now are going to just do stuff to blast Trump to try and get PR? So this will be interesting, But all these companies now are going to just, do these things. So it's actually interesting too. Barry Diller from IAC, he was actually defending Trump, saying, you shouldn't ban people's accounts and do this stuff. And freedom of speech. So I don't know. It's interesting, I guess originally I thought maybe Trump was going to go out of office. He was going to start a new show, fired by the president or something, and come back. But I don't know. Maybe he'll start a freedom of speech, app or something. I don't know. It'd be very interesting. So, but yeah, let's take some questions here. So Shane says, my friend has 8,000 to invest. What do you think he should invest in? His friends wants him to invest in oil, thinks it will hit a high. I don't know. It's hard to say. Why will oil hit a high? We've had a very, very mild winter. You have electric cars. Apparently, Tesla's through the roof, and green energy and electric cars. So you always have to, what is it going? Why is something going to hit this new high? What's going to make it happen? I don't know. So, but I mean, it's all over the place. All this stuff. So, let's see, Carl. Hey, Raja. Could you talk in general terms about the rest of your portfolio? I'm new to this. Well, so the only portfolio that we're trading here, I'll pull it up again, is what's in the $5 million account. So I do trade other stocks and have other stocks and do other things, and like the one rollover account I just been playing also with Apple and some Jaguar and different things. But I have a well-diversified portfolio of other stuff, that I don't move and constantly do stuff. But so I'm not exactly sure. I mean, as far as this goes, this is, pretty mild, like I said. So going into next week, I rolled way down because, last week we got a little spooked there, and, we lost money with the price of Apple dropping and different stuff. But the 128, I feel safe. Apple's 132. It gives us a 4-point spread. I also, have plenty of money on the sidelines if we want to buy, more Apple, if we want to do some Tesla. I mean, these premiums are just insane. The downfall to Tesla with the option play is the margin requirement is a lot higher, on Tesla. So like 50 contracts at Tesla, the margin requirement is the equivalent of, the 50 contracts at Tesla is like 400 contracts of Apple. So you have to look at it. So if you have 400 contracts of Apple at $1, that would be $40,000. If you had 50 contracts of Tesla you'd have to have 50 contracts of Tesla at $8 to be the equivalent of the Apple. So, for fun, let's take a look. I'll show you guys. So, so right now, like on Apple at 128, the margin requirement is $2,387,000. For 50 contracts of Tesla, the margin requirement is 1.1 million. So basically 800. So if you had 400 contracts, the margin requirement would be about the same. So 400. So if we did 400 contracts of Tesla, let's say for next week, and the stock's at 877 or what? Tesla. Stock's at 880. After hours, down a little bit, about $10 down, but the stock's at 880. So let's say we wanted to stay 10% away. So you would write a $88 down from 880. We would write the 790. So let's look at the 790 for next week on Tesla is $9.15. So your premium, it's 10% out of the money, which Tesla ran over 10% in a week. But, I don't think it's going to drop 10%. I think Tesla needs to pull back. I don't, unless there's some big news or Elon Musk does something really crazy or there's a huge drop. But Tesla, so 10% out of the money for next week, if we did this, is $9.15. So if we wrote 50 contracts at $9.15, 10% move, this is how you can see your volatility. You would have, 50 contracts, you would have $45,000. Now, if we take Apple and we go next week on Apple, and Apple's 132, so 10% of that would be $13 down. So if we did the 120, we could do, instead of 50 contracts, you would do 400 contracts of Apple. And we go, so next week, Apple, and we went all the way down, 132, so $13 down to 119. It's this is for next week, guys, 18 cents. So 10% off of Tesla versus 10% off of Tesla is 40. You would be able to get $45,000 if you write contracts on Tesla at 10% below the price, which is pretty good protection, but it shows you the volatility. Apple at 119, which is 10% away, is 18 cents. So if we wrote 400 contracts, let's just make it easy math, 20 cents, we would get $8,000. So, I mean, that's crazy, right? Apple's a more stable company. So, but it's interesting. This is where you have to run these scenarios of, what do you play? What do you do? It's tough to say. How do you play that? So I definitely think we could see some pullback next week. Like I said, I think a lot of these stocks are way overvalued, and everything, just because they've run up so much. So I think there's a lot of risk, but also, like I said, it's just the volatility, and that's what you have to look at, these volatility indexes, what to play. I for sure like Tesla on a Friday, like I did today. I think I could just pick it apart like no other. I think it definitely can be picked apart. I see you guys talking about online on the gaming stocks. Those are all plays based on online gambling. If the online gambling continues to grow and everything and opens up in more states, that's where those are all going to make their money. The casinos itself, they got a rough ride. Not having CES in Vegas this month, and not the rodeo last month, and convention still, and like I said, COVID's worse. We could have another lockdown. You've got, Sleepy Joe, who's wide awake now, coming into the office. Who knows what he's going to do? And that was also interesting. The markets kind of rallied at the end a little bit, but it was interesting because, somebody asked him, could you have a new stimulus for $2 or $3 trillion we're hearing? And he didn't say no. So very, very interesting. Very, very interesting is all I can say, and how it all goes. But I think there's going to be some pullback. I think, something's got to give. Trust me, I would love the markets to just keep going up forever, but somebody's got to take profit. It's just insane. How many people have ever seen markets, where half the world is, more people are laid off than ever before, jobless claims went up again, you have lockdowns in places, new ones starting, some ending. International, you have lockdowns, disasters. We're not getting these vaccinations out, and even if they get more vaccinations out faster, we're still 4 or 5 months away from vaccinations making a huge difference. Maybe a small difference in 2 or 3 months, but we're still a long way out. So it's so much stuff going on, that you got to think about and stuff. So Ameo says, what about metals? Gold's done well, but I don't know. Here's the thing. Gold's not gonna. In these markets, like I said, anything's possible. If Elon Musk tomorrow tweets, I need more gold chains, the gold could go to $50. $5,000, an ounce. Gold's way up. Is it to go to $2,100? I don't know. I think it's it'll be very interesting. But like we also said, everything always goes up at the beginning of the year. Usally it's like your best week of the year is, we just had that hiccup on Tuesday and came right back. If I would have played it smart, God, I could have made, we would have made 500,000-600,000 this week. But very happy making 300,000 this week. Let's see. Nate says, will be massive correction in the next year-ish. At some point there's going to be a correction. Somebody's going to do something. Like I said, I want to have cash on hand. I want to be a little cautious. This market isn't responding how a normal market would normally respond to emotions and things going on in Capitol Hill, especially like the next 10 days with this, with Trump. And, if they're going to get him out of office or try to, make sure he's not going to fire missiles, start a nuclear war. You have all these things going on. So you have to really assess that stuff and figure it out. But it's going to be interesting. Just so much stuff. So I think having a good cash position and stuff is, going to be a good thing and stuff. So Jeff Schwartz is calling. There will be at least a 10% correction in the near future. So just out of curiosity, Jeff, and all my YouTube sponsors with those Jeff Schwartz emojis with the make money sign, why will there be a 10% correction? Why won't the market go up? Is it 10% correction before the market goes up 25% more and then a 10% correction? Or is it 10% correction based on today's price? It's going to be interesting. Like I said, at some point somebody's going to take profits. Somebody's going to have a huge earnings miss, but somebody could have a huge earnings upswing. I think on earnings, Tesla. That's what the week not to play Tesla is going to be earnings, or either it goes up and again. The way he thinks and the way he does stuff, I would guess His ego is even bigger now, being the richest person in the world. And I mean, God, he was the richest person yesterday. Now he just put on another $63 a share. I mean, he's smashed everyone away by the richest. But if he announces another 5-for-1 stock split or some crazy stuff like that again, the stock could be $2,000 again for no reason. But that, like I said, it doesn't make any sense. So he says, "Hey Raja, what do you think of Raytheon?" Defense contractors are going to always do good with Democrats. You have big bills that have passed. But I don't know. I haven't really watched that one, so I can't really say a whole lot about it. It'll definitely be interesting. So Hakan says, when Tesla bring a new products with more innovation and inspirations, that price from Tesla going to all-time high up. For example, Apple product, a new high-tech handy with new amazing innovation on the market for sale, then going automatic the price of Apple paper of all-time straight high up. So yeah, I mean, obviously new products, but you have to remember he doesn't. We know what's in his pipeline. He doesn't have anything. He's told he wants better battery life. Cars that can last on longer batteries and different things. But we know. We know what he has. That we know. It's not like we're gonna go. I wonder if he's gonna make a pickup truck that's indestructible, and then throw a rock at it and break the window. Or I mean, we know what he has coming. He has production issues still, and he's still very small. And what people don't realize is it takes a lot of time to ramp up. So even if he doubled production, which that's their goal for next year, to go from 500,000 vehicles to 1 million, it's only 1 million vehicles. And the other thing, this is what I always wonder. Apple doesn't. This is the first time I've ever seen Apple really discount anything. And it was on like their AirPods, where they were just selling normally they were $149, and they had some $99 deals, and the $249 ones for $199 or $159 for the AirPod Pro. But Apple's not big on discounts usually, so it's interesting. So they either have something new coming because they upgrade cycles and get people into new stuff, but they don't discount. Elon Musk, he's selling out of cars and he discounts it by $3,000 and then another $2,000 or $3,000 discount. Nobody discounts. If you're selling out, you don't discount. And then he sends that email out, that he's closing the factory down for 3 weeks, asking employees to volunteer and or help out and volunteer and not get paid and do these crazy things. Well, if your factory's closed for a day, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're not making one single car to sell. And then I got that email, from Tesla saying, no wait. When I looked at a Tesla in January or February of last year, I looked at a Tesla, and the wait was 4 to 6 weeks. When Brian and Denver bought a Tesla, the wait was supposed to be 4 to 6 weeks in like June, and he got it. 2 days later, they're calling him because they had his car, and he couldn't get it in time, or because we were actually in South Dakota. So they're like, well, if you're not here, we're calling you because you're first on the list, or you just ordered a car, 2 days ago. He's like, yeah, you guys told me 4 to 6 weeks. Well, it's here. Or somebody canceled. Well, he got back and they had a car in 2 days. So there's no wait. And Tesla said, right, they just sent that email. There's no wait right now to get a new Tesla. So, and there's some stuff that's going to work against them. I think in some aspects, it makes a lot of sense. Have the same car. They all look the same. They all have the same value. And, it doesn't matter if you buy this car, but people want new cars. People want changes and they want different things. And as so with new models and different stuff, plus he wants to do the Roadsters and he wants to do this. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. If you are a big Tesla stock player and you made millions of dollars, you'll go buy a Roadster you don't need and just to celebrate Tesla. But at some point, things change. People wake up and there's a lot of competition coming with, NIO and Nikola's and that other, I can't think of the name of the other companies in China that are, coming up pretty strong. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But let's see. Somebody's got a hot stock. Michael has a hot stock tip by Mara and Riot. So not sure what those ones are. Jeff Schwartz, if Apple had the car around the corner, different story. Well, they're in talks with Hyundai and different things. Apple said 3 years. Well, first of all, 3 years comes really fast, And if Apple, goes out and buys a car company or does something, Apple has the cash on hand and knows how to move. Elon Musk needs to raise capital. It doesn't matter if you're the richest guy in the country if your business needs to keep raising money and stuff. So definitely be interesting, stuff. But it'll be, I don't know, be interesting. That's all I can say. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button. And make sure you click that gray bell because we go live to discuss things. If you don't have the gray bell clicked, you're not going to get notifications. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you click the follow button and the little thumb up. Click the like button also on there on Facebook, not on this stream. On the stream, please click the like button or give me a heart or something cool. But on Facebook, you have to click that like button to get notifications on when we go live on Facebook. So 2 different places to watch the same show broadcast at the same time live. Big thank you to all our Patreon members. We're like 2 Patreon members away from 50 Patreon members already. So thank you guys. And I've been posting all my trades in real time there and trying to answer people's questions. I'm going to be making a couple of posts asking some questions because I'm, about this. If I start this new private message board and everything for everyone, which I think could be very powerful, to say the least. People to share information and stuff. So may start that. So we'll have I'm gonna make some posts. So take a look at that on Patreon. If you'd like to join our Patreon, you just go to patreon.com/Raja Makes Money. So keep that in mind. I know you know about stocks. What about cryptos? Dogecoin. Dogecoin is a nothing until Elon Musk tweeted it the other day, and all he said was Dogecoin. So who knows? Dogecoin may have paid him, 10,000 coins to tweet it. So just don't know. So Nate says, I agree. Terrible business to get into for Apple cars. See, I would disagree with that. Apple has brand name recognition. They're known for high quality, good products. They have a lot of money for research and development. And if they partner with a company, it may be the Apple car made by Hyundai or, the Apple, Lamborghini or something like that with their, just powered by Apple's technology. But Apple knows a lot about batteries. I would never count out a company, that makes the money that Apple does with $192 billion in the bank and knows how to make great products that they don't have. Apple knows how to go acquire companies and get the best of the best to do it and stuff. So I think Apple will be, it'll definitely be interesting. But yeah, and you got to remember too, Apple outsources everything. They don't do anything locally. So Apple, it's called the people in Foxconn, who they make all Apple stuff. So Apple may be going to Hyundai and saying, look, we've designed this car, we want to make it, and this is going to be we're going to go sell these cars in advance, or we need to order 8 million cars. And I'm telling you, if Apple comes out with the car, they are going to destroy this market. The only thing good for everybody in this market and all these other electric car companies is Apple's 2 or 3 or 4 years away. So James says, how much is your Patreon? It's $25 a month for the Raja Makes Money Patreon. Just has one level. And right now, all we do is we give you our real-time. I give you my real-time trades as I make them. Also, remember, guys, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just the trades that I make. I am not endorsing any stocks. I am not telling you to buy any stocks. I am just sharing with you what I do. And that's my disclaimer today. So, but yeah, no, it's just so much stuff. Like I said, so much great stuff out there. And, I definitely think Apple has the best possibility of really doing something big, stuff. So definitely be good. But hey, guys, I think that's about it. We'll do a show Sunday. Talk about the week ahead, see the news over the weekend. I'm sure something's got to come out of Washington. I mean, he has no, I guess he has the only thing he can really do now to get his message out is he has to call a press conference and go live on TV. But it'll definitely be interesting stuff. All right. Jeff Schwartz, or Stock Guru, says, I really disagree with Scott, but the Apple car stuff I do. If Apple had the right path, they would fly up to Tesla's levels. So Jeff, you agree that Apple's going to slaughter the car market, or do you think Apple shouldn't make a car? I don't know. Do you guys, what's McDonald's known for? Hamburgers. Who sold more barbecue than any other company in the world? McDonald's for the McRib sandwich. Has nothing to do with a hamburger. Guys, if you have distribution, or you have a brand, or you have the name, how many products that were worthless products that got into Costco that became huge? I mean, it's the same thing with cars. I can tell you that if Apple made a drone, or if Apple Apple, like I said, if I was going to put my money on anything, Apple, early on, Apple had many failures. They haven't had a lot of failures in a long time. So, but definitely be interesting. And what happens, and just crazy stuff, crazy times. But hey, we're all here. We're making money. The markets are doing good. They're holding steady. Like I said, I'm definitely looking for a small pullback at some time and stuff, but it hasn't happened yet. So let's keep being positive and keep making money. And you know what? Even if the market pulls back, that's what's so nice about the market. You can bet on it going up. You can bet on it going down. You can bet on it going sideways. You can bet on it going any direction, any way you want to play it. So, and also the market's not based on just one stock. So many stocks out there. So lots of plays, lots of opportunities. But thank you guys for watching Raja Makes Money. I'll see everybody Sunday night. And hey, I hope all my money makers this week, I hope you guys made lots of money. Take care and enjoy your week.